Yo, peace, peace. What's up, y'all? Hold on now, peace, peace. What's up? President Santifa from Santifa's Lounge. We are actually doing today a recording of our planning session. Now I'm gonna be moving around, so please forgive me. The audio gonna cut in and out because I'm not using the mic on this one. I'm using the mic on my phone because I'm gonna be copying the information from my voice memos into my goals. Make it easy. Yeah, I just got on here. I just got on this bitch because I want to be able to record and do the journal, right? I'm making the best out of my resources. I don't want to be having to worry about cutting in and out, but we just gonna go on voice memo and we gotta start doing our goals. So this is how we gonna do it. We gonna start a new voice memo. We gotta change the name of it to goal. Run a marathon in 2025. And my goal is to run a marathon in 2025. Split up each week. I do starting with a 10-mile session, and each week add 1 mile onto that session. So around every Thursday or when I'm off, it could be Friday too. You have a couple days because of the time you have. You'll need to carve out 2 hours to run. It took you 1:30, but as you increase, it will add on. So you need to have at least 2 to 3 hours. So if you start your run at 9, with 3 hours, you'll end by 12. So, that's something you want to start your day with. You want to prepare for that at night to accomplish this goal. And there's most certainly 16 weeks left in the year because there's a 16-week school week. So by December, you should be able to run a marathon. And it might be cold, and every week it's going to be hard because the weather's changing, so it's just training for real. Ain't nobody ever said it was going to be easy, man. But that's goal number 1. We can do any other goals in this time. So a second goal of mine is definitely to get my credit score up. Make sure I'm handling my credit cards. Oh, and save my money. I want to save $10,000. I don't know. I won't put a timeline on that. I just want to put a number on that. I want to save $10,000. So I definitely want to get into the habit of saving money. We're gonna have our Sallie Mae coming up, so $500 will be taken out of our bank account. It will be $500 for each month. So we do need to account and plan for that. I definitely want to, work on my catering business. So let me go on and get my marker, just so I can mark down my goals. So I said run a marathon in 2025. 2, save 10K. Okay, what's my third goal? My third goal is definitely to go to Brazil. Because I have the money, that would be such a great gift for T. Another goal is to definitely get my bike fixed. It can be any goal. Okay. Another goal. And I'm gonna grab a chair for real because I'm about to start pondering. Another one of my goals is to beat Adrian in a race. Adrian, he be running and never miss a Monday. It'll definitely beat Adrian in a race. Another one of my goals is to definitely record a Runners for Justice run, with my GoPro. Another one of my goals is to write 3 articles and get 1 article published to Hood Communists. Another one of my goals definitely is to get really engaged in current events. I want to start doing either weekly or daily, just blip on the news, some news things that stuck out to you, and where did you get your news sources from? And that could be, a 30-second news bloop. What's up, y'all? Let me just tell y'all some things that I've seen on the news, and you can comment below what news you have seen. Thank you. It takes like 5 minutes. And if every day you're watching the news, it could be every Thursday, just some news I've seen. How can you save the news? You can save the news through Obsidian. You can do a weekly news. So this week, next week, news, week, news, and then you can give the August week 1 news, and that will give you a culmination of news. And that way you actually are keeping track of what's happening, and you're writing about the events that you see. And that shouldn't take you long at all. But we just need to take the time to build these healthy habits. Like, one thing I really want to do is I want to get up early in the morning and study meditation. These are healthy habits. They take a little bit of time, but they're consistent and they develop you. And by the time you'll have a comprehensive analysis of current world events. A comprehensive analysis of current world events is so powerful because you're actually speaking about what's going on at this time and able to better apply this knowledge that you have on spirituality, on science, on black radical politics. You'll be able to better apply that to your life and move with that. So yeah, I got a lot to share. I got a lot of goals too. I want to start driving. I want to have my license. And I'm not trying to be unrealistic. I'm trying to have it by before the spring of 2026. I have my learner's permit. I can drive with my pop. I can drive with any comrade from Black Alliance for Peace. I also want to get into the habits of working out every day. Not just running, but working out my body, working on stretching. I really want to be consistent with my work. I want to make sure that I'm highly active in the community, and I want to expand my catering business. I want to sell at least 3 eye masks by the end of 2025. That's something I want to do. I want to really get on top of my spirituality and just have an understanding of what spirituality means to me. What am I talking about when I talk about spirituality? What is some of the things that I want to show people based on what I learned? What do I believe in? I also want to make sure I'm texting my family. I want to make sure I'm texting my family members all the time. I got to text my father, Jamila. I have to text Aunt Caritha. The people that I care about and that I find important in my life. I want to get my passport soon. I want to get on top of my financials. I want to have a schedule. I want to follow some sort of roadmap. I know that's difficult in such a changing world, but I do. I want people to know that I'm intelligent and that I read. I want people to know what I do. Because keeping this to myself, I've been doing a lot of reading. I really have really been reading. Especially with Parable of the Talents and Parable of the Sword, I read them books. I read Chain Gang. I might listen to the audiobook, but I learned from them. I'm reading right now. I don't play. And I may not be sitting there reading at a desk, but I am reading. I am listening to words. I am consuming books. And I'm writing about them. We're doing analysis and having discussions about what we're reading. Come on now. Stop playing. I am. I may not be doing this to my highest level. I may not be doing it like an athlete is, but I'm doing it. And just like when I'm running outside, I might be running slow, but at least I'm running and I can speed it up. I'm outside running. It's a lot easier for me to start running than it is for somebody who's on the couch. I'm only a couple. I could start running just like that when I'm outside and I'm running slow. I could start running fast very quickly. When you're in the house, you gotta get dressed, get ready, get motivated, do this, do that. I'm already outside. I'm already reading. I'm only 5 seconds away from picking up the book and just sitting at the desk and writing it like that. So that's why I'm like, I'm not far from my goals. I'm not far from being able to expand my capacity and my capability. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I want people to understand what has influenced me in my life, what has inspired me. I want to share my story so people can learn. And also I want to share my goals and my aspirations so people can see that y'all probably have similar goals and aspirations too, and I want to show people how we can accomplish these things. And I just want to make I want to make a collection of things that I've done to achieve my best self, to become my best self. Intelligence is something that's important to me. Being able to adapt to situations, being able to use your mind to create better situations. I mean, we must understand how our conscious and our consciousness. That's something important to me. So getting a grip over my consciousness, oh my God, that's one of my goals. That is one of my goals, getting a grip over my capacity to do good things. And I think meditation is at the heart of that. Working out, when I was running, I kept telling myself, sustained attention. Anytime I slowed down, anytime I needed to say it, I said sustained attention, because that's what I was doing during running. I'm sustaining my attention on running for an hour and a half, just running, period. And I'm like, okay, I'm sustaining my attention on, what am I sustaining my attention on always? When I wake up in the morning, I want my attention to sustain from when I go to sleep to when I wake up, to throughout my day. I want to have sustained attention for weeks, months, even years. And I have to sustain attention with my eye on something. What is my eye on? My eye is on having skills. My eye is on having skills and being solid in what I do and what I know. I'm a solid runner. I'm not just fast, but I actually have skills. I know how to A skip. I know how to B skip. And I'm saying these things, we don't need them. Because I be busting people's ass. Sometimes I don't even stretch. I just start running. And I still, you know what I'm saying? It's that heart inside me. It's the fact that I'm running for Palestine. It's that heart and soul in me. But let me work on my form. Let me continue to work on my running so I can be a solid force. So my 5K time, I just ran today, my 10-mile time, it needs to go up. Not only should I be running more mileage, but the mileage that I'm running should be faster. Okay, I can run 11 miles, but at 11 miles, at what pace? 9 minutes still? That's cool. But I'm trying to bring my shit down to 7 minutes per mile for 10 miles. That's not even close to Olympic level. And I ran that 10 miles, and yes, I mean, you're working on you are upgrading and leveling up your abilities and your belief in yourself. When I run that 10 miles, it was times where I'm like, yo, I can really keep running. I can really keep sprinting. I'm like, why do you keep stopping yourself? What are you afraid of? You need to be there for yourself. Okay, if you go too hard and you have to really stop because you're actually going too hard and you cannot sustain this, okay, be there to catch yourself then. And yes, that is hard. I can't lie to you. That shit wears down your body. I won't even hold you. That's why it takes time. You don't gotta run every day. But when you do run, make sure that you run it intentionally. And even if you just go outside and walk, or jog, or just move outside, dance. Like how the birds is dancing right now. But I'm just sharing these things because, I just want to show people, it's so much more to this world than you can believe. It's so much more to this world than you understand. The way that Baltimore City has affected our population, the way that colonialism still affects us, poverty still affects us, crime still affects us. We need to be able to advocate for those things and speak on them. Speak on what's really going on out here. Speak on it. And we should be able to defend ourselves. Speak on it. We should be knowing what we're talking about. Educated. We should be educated on the colonizers' tactics and be able to clearly and concisely point them out in multiple ways. In the language, it might be Bill HB 18. What is this bill otherwise known as? What is this bill claims it does, and what is the reality of what it's doing? You get what I'm saying? Let's be able to actually educate people and help them understand. So we doing education. We creating curriculums. We are actually educating the people. And that starts with educating ourselves and understanding the importance of education. How can you say education and organizing is important and political education is important if you're not being politically educated every day? That takes watching the news. That takes reading BAP statements. You know what I'm saying? That's the work that we must be able to do as we speak, as we say. My name is President Santifa, and I am the coordinator of the Town Hall Committee under the Political Education Committee. So my political education, I'm in the Political Education Committee in AAPRP. So what do you think I should be doing? I should be politically educating myself on not only the current events that are going on right now, but I should be politically educating myself on the ideologies of Black radical politics, on the ideologies of AAPRP, and the ideologies of Black Alliance for Peace, and the ideologies of other organizations which are sister organizations of Black Alliance for Peace. This is the ideologies of organizations from the past in which we draw from. This is the work that I'm talking about. This is the work that needs to be done. This is the work that I need to base my life off of. So when people ask me what I do, I'm like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm working. You know, it's a lot of shit going on, especially in the Black community. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I see myself like a soldier. You know, a lot of people go to the army and military. We can join the army and the military right here in the hood, on our blocks. And I really mean that. You don't think we be training? I just ran 10 miles and I studied this morning. And I train in Black, and we have books and libraries and resources and each other and determination and heart and Sankofa and our ancestors. So these are the things in which I want to draw from. So what are my goals is? My goals is to make a declaration out of what I just said and to have that just in paper and post it around so people know who I am and what I stand for. And to live by my declaration. My goal is to wake up early so I have time to do these things like go on a run, learn meditation. I want to read every day. I want to solidify my habits. And I want my habits to be based off the things that I want to work on. Okay? So I also want to write these things down. Like these goals I'm talking about, I want to write them down on Google Docs. I want to write these goals down on Obsidian. I want to write these goals down on the Accomplish app, and I want to write these goals down on my Habit app. Therefore, there are 4 places in which these goals are being recorded. Google Docs, Obsidian, Habit, Accomplish. And then I want to start doing goal reflection. So after this, we write down our goals, and we write down the prelude to our goals. Like this is complete. All this information we're sharing helps us understand, oh, my girl influences me so much in my goals. I want to go to Brazil. I want to be a better man for my girl. And my community influences me. Other people influence me. So I want to take these things and I want to make those into my tenets of my life. So let's start with that. This is the part 1. This is the continuation of the prior video I did on STFO on setting your goals. I'm setting my goals right now, and out of this will manifest a system. This work I'm doing right now, I'm going to write it down, and we're going to talk about how we're going to achieve these goals, and we're going to even make a system just for copying down goals and tasks and things to do, duties, whatever needs to be done. So I just did that, and guess what? I'm recording on my computer and on my phone. So I'm recording on both phones, I meant to say. So I can pause it here, still recording. So on the Google, if you have an iPhone, on the Voice Memo app and on the Journal app for free, they transcribe your recordings. So any recording you do, you can do a 20-minute recording. You have the transcription instantly. So I'm gonna go to voice memo, and we're gonna click on the little icon, and we're gonna, go here, and we have the whole transcription. You can either go through that yourself, or you could be naughty and go on an AI. So I'm gonna copy this into AI, and we gonna okay. So I just gave you a, you know, basis and ground into my goals and some of the background on my goals. So using the information on here, explain some of the things I believe in and what I want, and out of those things that I believe in and what I want, what goals arise out of that. And I want you to quote intensively from what I was saying. So I just gave you so hold on. So I just gave you a culminative text which explains some of the backdrops and preludes to my goals, given some of the context to why I have the goals and some of my aspirations and my desires. So I want you to take intensively the quotes from what I said and make a backdrop or like an introduction to what is this, what is being done, what are my goals, what do I believe in. I also want you to explain, like, I really do believe in that we can be our best self and that we can be very intelligent, highly trained, and highly organized. Like when I watched the movie The Matrix, how they had the information implanted into their minds. Like how in the spook who sat by the door, he was highly trained. Other movies where, we can be highly trained. And then just add on to everything I said and just give me that. I'm using ChatGPT, I'm sorry, but I am. And why don't we switch to DeepSeek for real? Like, and if we gonna use ChatGPT, it actually damn well better be to save the world. I declare that I believe in the possibility of becoming my best self. I believe that we as human beings can be highly intelligent, highly trained, and highly organized. I refuse to settle for less. I declare that my life will be lived with discipline and sustained attention. When I run, when I study, when I meditate, I am practicing the art of sustained attention. Not just for minutes, not just for hours, but for weeks, months, and years. I declare that my goals are not small. My goals are not just tasks. They are reflections of who I am and who I am becoming. I will run the marathon in 2025. I will save $10,000. I will travel. I will build my business. I will strengthen my body and my mind. I will expand my political education. These are not separate things. They are all part of a single path towards my higher self. I declare that I am trained with the seriousness of a soldier. A lot of people go to the military, but I know we can train right here on our blocks in our neighborhoods. I have already run 10 miles. I have already studied, and I will continue to train I will use our books, our libraries, our comrades, our determination, and the strength of our ancestors. I declare that intelligence is not an idea, it is an action. To be intelligent is to adapt to situations, to create better realities, and to hold fast your consciousness, and to sharpen your skills until they are unshakable. I declare that my story, my goals, my aspirations will not stay inside me. I will share them. I will show people what has influenced me and what has inspired me. Because when I share my goals, I help others see their own. When I discipline myself, I open the door for others to do the same. I declare that I will not stop. I will not lower my standard. I will not hesitate. I will not waste the gifts that I have been given. My life is dedicated to growth, to training, to consciousness, to community, and to justice, and to the Black liberation struggle. Come on now. This is my declaration. This is who I am. This is what I believe in. So I like this. I feel like this is very developed. Like I feel like, as long as you make sure you talk about the Black liberation struggle and you tailor it to this, and then continuing off of this, you can refine this part, right? This is the context, and then the goals that are after this. So this is goals for 2025. Just make the Google document, right? You watch this whole process, y'all. Okay. 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 So it looks like I've listed, so I will copy this. Okay, so I have, let me read the goals that I have right now. Run a marathon 2025, save $10,000, travel to Brazil with Tessa, expand catering business, sell at least 3 trades in 2025, get driver's license by spring 2026, fix bike, beat Adrian in the race, record runners for justice, run with GoPro, work out daily, improve running form, lower mile pace, run intentionally, write 3 articles and publish 1 in Hood Communist, create daily or weekly news recaps, archive news weekly, read and study every day, do analysis and discussions, build a comprehensive analysis of current world events, study Black radical politics, create curriculum / education for others, study meditation daily, develop your understanding of spirituality, gain grip over consciousness, discipline mind, sustain attention, wake up early, morning routine with running, study, meditation, solidify habits around the things you want to work on, practice sustained meditation, raise credit score, stay on top of financials, text / check in with family, stay highly active in the community, be consistent with organizing and political work, show people what influences and inspires you, help others see their goal by sharing your own. Track goals in 4 places, do regular goal reflections, write down preludes / context for your goals, make a declaration, build a system by copying down goals, tasks, and to-dos. So let me just tell you what I mean by goals. We want to use SMART goals. So SMART goals are, let me look it up real quick. SMART goals are a framework for setting effective objectives, ensuring they are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This method helps individuals and teams create clear, attainable goals with defined deadlines, accountability, and tracking. So, yes, we want to make sure we're using SMART goals So right now we're doing another recording. We're looking for our SMART goals. So let me look up SMART goals examples and let's use that one. Okay. So defining these parameters as they pertain to your goal helps to ensure that your objectives are attainable within a certain time frame. This approach eliminates generalities and guesswork, sets a clear timeline, and makes it easier to track progress and identify missed milestones. An example of a SMART goal statement might look like this. Our goal is to quantifiable. Okay, I'm not going to read that. Let's go to the end where they actually just give the example. Okay. So they got 10 practical examples of a SMART goal. I said people are 42% more likely to achieve goals when they are well defined, written down, and include certain distinct elements. When organizations apply the SMART framework to their goal setting process, they can see far better outcomes. Specific, you want to pin down precisely what you want to achieve. Instead of saying, I want to do better at sales, specify, I want to increase sales by 10%. You decide how you'll measure the having metrics. Make sure they're achievable, aim high, but also ground your objectives in reality. Align your goals with broader objectives, such as those stated in a company's business plan or team's marching orders. Ask yourself, does this goal propel me towards me and my team towards our bigger mission? Time bound. You want to set a realistic deadline. Example of a SMART goal. An example of a SMART goal could be to improve customer satisfaction ratings. Okay, they want to improve that. And specifically by 15%. Okay, we looking at the time. Specific, right? What do you want to do? Measurable by 15%. The specific with the object. The measurable with the 15%. Okay, make sure it's attainable. What's the R? Relevant to your goal, okay? And time bound for 6 months. But, and they say how. I improve customer satisfaction ratings by 15% in the next 6 months through more training and feedback mechanisms. So that's what you should be doing for your goals. You should also say how you're going to do it. So I'm going to run a marathon by the end of 2025 by building upon a 10-mile run starting on Thursday, adding each mile to the run, and by 16 weeks, I should be able to run a marathon. And we should cap it out at 15 miles each week because you don't want to run a marathon because you're not going to be able to run 22, then 23, then 24. I'm not saying that's impossible, but that just sounds like a lot every week. Save $10,000. I will save $10,000 by putting $200 in savings each month. And that money will go strictly to be saved. It won't be used to pay any bills. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, every 5 months I will save $1,000. So 5 times 10 is 15 months. I will save $10,000. I could be struggling with bills and still save $10,000. Get my driver's license in 2026 by driving. So I can do that by driving with Milan, Austin Monet, I can do that with driving my pop and taking my driver's class and planning out and schedule with that. My goal is to have my bike and the controller fixed by the end of September by reaching out to UE Bike and getting that situation fixed up. I will beat Adrian in a race by continuing to work on my 5K times and by working on my form during running and by consistently running at a competitive speed. A sub goal of that is to, shrink my mile time down to an average of 6:30 by running a 5K once or twice a week at competitive speeds around that pace. I will track it using the footpath. My goal is to work out daily through morning practice. So I want to do maybe some push-ups and maybe some ab work and maybe some stretching in the morning, either before my meditation or after my meditation. And I will track that using the Habit app. My goal is to improve my running form, and this is hard to measure. And I want my hips to be able to raise higher. I want to be able to drive my knees better. And I want my form to be more efficient by learning from others about what an efficient form is, and by practicing running with better form, so that I'm a more efficient runner. And by measuring that, that will be measured as I run, and it will be measured through running. I should be able to determine whether it's working by how fast my pace is compared to how hard I'm working. Now, there's other variables in that, such as my heart rate, but that's the best I have for now. My goal also is to come up with more goals. And the way I will come up with more goals is by taking time each week to write down goals I have, even if they're just small. Taking time each day just to write them down, and they can be added to this list. So I stop there, and I pause, and I will stop this. I will copy this. I will go to ChatGPT. I'm sorry, I'm being honest with y'all. And I will copy this in. Okay, so I'm going to stop and learn how to set the system up. Now that I have an idea of some of my goals, I will learn how to set the system up, y'all.